just a little bit of an uncharacteristic change, but again, plug and play in the way that he's going to play on the stage here.
And I'm fascinated to see how ardiis looks on Chamber. I think this could be a really nice look for him, potentially. Could suit his playstyle quite nicely. Already you can see Defo taking a boatload of damage, as is Nats, actually, both suffering a little here. So, into the site they go. But there isn't much contest on the site itself. It's pretty much scot-free. It will be a straight-up posture for a retake coming in.
This plant inside tube as well. No real possibility of any pressure coming through from FPX, and Gambit will be able to sit pretty deep on this post plant. FPX here early enough though to contest it.
Yeah, no flank coming in either. It's all just gun out through by the site. 1-for-1 trade so far. Going to give not too much of an advantage to either side. HP looking pretty good, and you're right, the wall's gone up, the diffuser's coming down. This is the utility that's been left in check and unchecked, as FPX will get across the finish line. You can see
it's a huge tool in the pistol round. That Sage wall, you cannot question its value.
No. So, away we go. Name of the game, keep it clean. Don't get overwhelmed. We've seen a lot of damage being done by Gambit in these rounds, but FPX hyper aware of this. Already going to kind of try and hold that mid-split, but keep themselves a little bit deeper. See Sugetsu playing that dangerous game, allowing Gambit a fair amount of room. A lot of post plants will be now garnered. You can see Zyppan going to draw first blood. So good clear on the first. We'll see if Chronicle gets any good damage off this lurk. You can see, I think there's a player already looking this way. It will be Shao, tasked with dealing with that, and he does. Passes with flying colors. 3 alive. They're going to need some big damage to come out now if they want to do anything about this round.
Looks like Defo's about to be overwhelmed. Yellow, yeah. Yeah, any more and you'd get a little worried, but sheydos, just the one consolation. There is a real chance here to kind of bolster this purchase, but Angel, you isolated there. Defo, no secrets about that one, up on top of tube and rewarded for it immediately.
Now it's just that kind of cautious approach. Clearing as they go, making sure they're being very, very slow and careful on this. Do not want to fall foul to a player sat in a corner. Any nasty business coming out.
All very deep,
Ball
actually.
goes in. I mean, they've got a fair amount of control to play with. Keep those rifles in optimal range, and sheydos, I think, copying a bit of damage off the back of that, but Redgar's got his back, and at least punish ardiis for maybe getting a little bit too far ahead than they'd like. The only trade really going FPX's way is Sugetsu getting the punish towards Redgar on the site itself, but this is the layer that's the most tricky part for FPX, is how do you bring the Spectres anywhere towards these final players, right? Over towards yellow, you've got 2 there, the wall goes up. This could be a good way to force the fight, potentially. Yeah. But overwhelmed, outgunned, and Gambit will get on the board. 3 alive, that's the...
To secure this kill on ardiis, because expect him to be in spots like this, it's a cheeky spot, often uncleared or able to capitalize on some chaos onto the side. Defo actually punished this time around.
I like that. Nice, I guess, identifying what worked very well before, and they do not want to allow Defo to get into the habit of doing that. So instantly addressing that. Nice look from FPX in that regard. Quick adjustment towards it. But already you can see Gambit aren't really resting on their laurels at all. They're really trying to identify towards middle. Wall goes in, but you can see the player on the other side. Nat's still going to be trying to keep an eye on this one. And presence made, and they're peeling away.
Oh, Redgar, don't think he had line of sight onto rafters there, but seemingly aware of ardiis, possibility of ardiis. Will punish it there. Angel will get tagged up on that, actually. He decided not to shoot that bolt. And almost in that scenario, it's like you don't want them to know that it's just one behind screens. Zyppan will respond, will find Redgar in turn. So a 4v4 now in this post plant.
Again, no flank coming in. It's all as expected. Nat's pinned on the site. He can't really play out of this now. He's in a little bit of trouble. Suppressed as well. sheydos noted too. And the spam, they're going to find both players with it. And sheydos go down. Zyppan just body checks in towards Defo, leaving just Chronicle alive now. 1v4. Nothing to be done. FPX clean on the play back in. That's love.
Again, the wall kind of being the deciding factor in another round. Yeah, that's really strange.
Nowhere to run.
Ooh, and an early Hunter's Fury popped here, Redgar. Not sure what he's trying to facilitate or do with that. I don't see a tag. I see nothing.
I don't know if that was even blind. Was that? He's used his drone and his recon. Whether or not he got a tag, I mean.
Yeah. A little interested in that because I do want to keep eyes on how well ardiis does in this because it does feel as though he's going to be pressured a lot, as you highlighted, even just with the composition. But as a player, I do want to see how well he handles this. And again, gets checked on early. Defo will now have the green light to make his way a little bit closer towards the site if he opts to. He doesn't have to, kind of walking slightly into the unknown. It's still holding, 50 seconds on the board. And there's that progress up towards Tube. Now, they did this last time around. No one directly there, but the flash will be heard. And contact now made. Angel on the swing around the corner. Nats on the other side, forced to back away though. And again, Gambit get a little bit of control up towards middle. They go for that lean back towards the B side, but they've been hitting sub 30 seconds now. This is a really dangerously low-timed hit, and they're banking on a lot of that pressure coming in through kitchen, but Shao's still there. He's fine. Takes down Nats. sheydos has to succeed. Fails. And Angel on the punish. Spike going down, and this is a problem. Gambit on, looking perfect on this act. Denied on the spike. And now Gambit level 2. Defo and Chronicle desperately trying to pick up the pieces. 7 seconds. Good pick up from Chronicle. But it doesn't matter. It's all for nothing. 3
Redgar, if I'm not mistaken, might have been sheydos, just ran with the sheriff into that.
And again, Defo, the repetition now. A little bit quicker this time, the pace being changed. A quick swipe, but he doesn't win it to get through. Just backhands him out the air. Chronicle. I mean, these Spectres today are performing. Bang for your buck there for sure, but Shao showing what that rifle can do. Just really composed. Note that final player of Redgar. And FPX are falling for none of these Gambit tricks. Any of the
Scatter, they need to spread quite thin to make sure that there is no threat.
And aggression again looks like it's being toyed with. You can see Angel leaning forward. ardiis by his side being played in. The flash actually quite nicely timed. Couldn't quite do as much damage as I'm sure he wanted. Has to peel away. And you can see the ult being popped, trying to kind of ferry them in safely.
Please get the plant right
Again,
this time.
nothing on site.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Look, speaking of ult, bloody hell, they are investing.
This will be a tough one for FPX to find a way back in here. Actually, Sugetsu
points.
No way.
That's a nice bit of vengeance there for him. And again, this post plant, FPX look very well established in making the damage count, but definitely needs another. Oh, he can't make it happen. ardiis still stands. Chronicle still there. There's 2 alive. Redgar and Chronicle, the last 2 hopes for Gambit in this one. Redgar does the damage towards ardiis. Time now starting to dwindle. They've got to make a move and make it now. Chronicle, the last hope standing, puts down 1 more layer of utility, and time is of the essence, and Chronicle might have support them more than enough. The one man to save them in this round gets the 2nd on the board for Gambit. And it
a couple of gaps in utility, but looking there or thereabouts. Shao opens things up, shuts Defo down immediately. Angel actually going to post Hunter's Fury. Gets so much damage through those first 2, but fortunately can't find killing blow.
A substantially different look. Gambit looked like the walking wounded for a moment.
Again, Wall invested at the end of B main here.
And Rez comes in. And again, the pressure isn't necessarily stopping either. They're still keeping close watching this. I want to see if there's any more follow-ups as what the next layer is for Gambit now. They've met a fair amount of resistance very early on. And ardiis still just posted up towards middle. It does look like they're re-exploring back. It is. Did he walk that for a second? I feel like he leant a little bit closer on this one. Popped down some utility. And that might be enough of an indicator. And well, we talked about it. The pound-for-pound fight you're going to have between kayo in chamber, but it's a lean towards A. This all then goes into the hands of Sugetsu, right? Like, he should have ardiis on the way.
Look at this
should be
wall
ready.
as well. It's important to note this wall from Sugetsu. Pretty much just to deny that default plant or close to. They have to swing through this.
20 seconds. I don't like this from Gambit. I think it's too late in the day. They're running this clock so low and they're walking into what they don't really know. They didn't get to clear this. They got halted over towards B long. 13 seconds now. They've got to make it count. So late round, and Sugetsu's going to put his life on the line for it. He does lose out though. Nat's now free to plant. He's going to stick this one through, try and do as much as he can for this. Shao quickly comes back in towards Defo, but it's traded out instantaneously. Sheydos is not letting this round slip. 3 still stand, though, for FPX, and they've been good on these plays back in, but Redgar this time with the body check. Oh, the swing out from Sheydos is sublime. Shao on the receiving end is going to be now just 2 left. Oh,
no way.
No, Zyppan, no way. And now they've got to find Sheydos. They noted him before, close. Little underhand flash, tries to get closer, drops down, taps the spike, tries to draw him in. Sheydos falls for none of it. Keeps his composure and gets...
Flaky. It's definitely flaky here from Gambit on their attacking half. Operator now in the hands of Defo. Seen ardiis, I don't know when he got the tour de force online, but I guess the next round really FPX lose. This will be the one they lean on it. Here's Gambit now. Having a little bit of space, actually, towards A site. Ardiis playing pretty deep with Angel up towards Heaven and Zyppan just behind screens as well. FPX don't want to give this first blood away. That's we'll get the plant actually just about escaping those shock darts, but the plant is good for Belt, so he's now a bit better of an opportunity to play this post plant. Ardiis has to dip away. Actually took a headshot there, I think. Wall bang. Now Defo will catch Angel swinging out. That's the first one here. It'll be difficult for FPX to find anything else on the way back in. Lots noted, but value found just out the back of Zyppan. Has to swing the wall. Most of these kills going Gambit's way now. Ardiis, he's got a lot to deal with. He's pinged up by the recon as well. Getsu unable to find anything. Sheydos continuing to find kills there, and FPX now definitely feeling the heat. This force employed by Ardiis. We're not to go a little bit aggressive. Actually, this time around, switching it up onto B main here. And actually, yeah, you can see the null command popped on A, so they're expecting Ardiis to be on A. They're trying to disable him now.
And the timing... What?
But, well, where did that one go?
It's a great question. We'll leave that for the highlights. Ardiis probably a little shaken by that, and, well, you know, Gambit, yes, they invested the ult, but they'll be just fine. They've made progress towards that B site. Rotations are en route, and you can see Nats trying to bait that corner, make sure he's safe to try and progress forward. Ardiis is already backed away in the place towards CT. Okay, Snowman can't do too much, but a slow peek's going to make it easy for Ardiis. Good connection towards Defo. And that presence alone is seeming to affect Gambit here enough. They're backing away for a second.
So are FPX. There's 4 of them in spawn right now, Lauren. Like, what? I guess anticipating on the back of them, noting where Ardiis is with the tour de force, they're like, yeah, surely they'll go to A now. Surely. Ardiis will tuck himself into Snowman, and Gambit do exactly what FPX are expecting.
30 seconds left.
See how desperate, though, in that earlier round Sheydos was to close out that kill. Trying to catch Ardiis. Disabled on sight. Angel ahead of the curve a little bit there. Chronicle will punish it, but 13 seconds left, Lauren.
Yeah, this is such a weird round. Sugetsu is desperate to get there. If he can deny it, he can't though. And now it's all on Sheydos in a... What on earth just happened? Gambit with the desperation adjustment towards A off the back of the contact towards Ardiis. The ult was popped earlier. They cleared A, and now they readdressed it. this has been such a strange and unique game.
Well,
The thing FPX is doing is getting under their skin, and it's brilliant to watch. It's something to really take note. I absolutely love watching it because it's something very unique. You don't often get to see it. Looks like FPX are very aware, or at least capable of pushing Gambit to a bit of a limit here, a bit of a different extent. We already see this mid piece being toyed with, but there's plenty of utility on the other side, and they're aware of the possibility. But look at this. Gambit giving free reign towards A. Chronicle slip towards backside almost. Yeah, Zyppan's there, but he's not actively fighting this. They're just keeping a little bit of control. Ardiis, you're lucky to be alive.
They got to work with now. And Redgar has that Hunter's Fury. 2 snake bites available for Chronicle. The plant is not good for these lower positions here.
Wall goes up, and let's see if that does become a problem. Nat's going to play forward. Gets met by Zyppan. The trades do come through for Gambit at the very least. Chronicle will be desperate to fight this out, but the defuse is coming in again. And no one can deny this. They're sitting the defuse again, the pop on the ult, but he can still just tank this one out if necessary. And again, these little fumbles.
So that's another one that's kind of frustrating to watch that happen, honestly.
Here we go again. Ardiis. Oh!
Okay.
Oh, it's a beheading.
Yeah.
It's a swift execution. He gets out of there. And that's a different look. We haven't seen them over-aggress too often. I think we saw one round where he pushed up with potentially Angel. That was about it. And now Gambit doing the same sort of protocols towards middle for now. They like to take that kitchen control, maybe put up a wall, and then back away. Now, Shao actually actively looking into it this time. They have been getting kind of free reign on this for a couple of rounds, and they don't expect it. Shao, oh, it looked like it was the freest kill of his life. He thought he could back away from it. It's actually Sugetsu and Zyppan to bail him out, to keep him alive, as Redgar and Chronicle looking like the walking wounded. Chronicle's barely breathing, and now it's just down to Redgar. Good shot towards Sugetsu, but the rest of this seems just impossible. Spike down in kitchen. He's got an army to work through.
Falls at the first hurdle. 8-4. And
at the start that we know that FPX can make that tailor-made poison sometimes. They're really good at identifying certain aspects of other teams that they can make damage to, but it's hard to make that happen across the board, right? But someone like Gambit, you've got to be on the money for. Now, Defo's going to draw first blood, though. Zyppan does go down. Looking at this, Ardiis right back on the trade, so Chronicle's going to try and slip away towards the deeper side of the site. Initial damage done, but he has to respect the answer.
Oh, we say Gambit of old. Do we now see them get absolute control early on in this defensive half now? Trade-off will force Chronicle back a little bit. Did retrieve the poison orb as well, so a chance here to almost play anti-plant, but Shao still has that wall. A pause for thought here. FPXs. It looks like they might try and drift towards A. Now, nothing noted on the back of sheydos 0 point there.
I had this bite.
But I think actually, yeah, potentially Nats is within earshot. He's heard these steps, yeah.
They call for rotation, but they will have the overwhelm of players on the site. It's basically a 4v2. Make it a 4v3 now. Underhand flash came through, you noted it, but also player got noted on the other side. Chronicle does manage to isolate Angel, gets the pick onto that. Shao trying to take control to the backside of the site. 2 players on the other side. Chronicle still making on the punish. They haven't dealt with Chronicle. You can't let him go unnoticed. You can't let him go unchecked. He's gonna get 3 for his trouble.
Yeah, you don't really want to see that rifle invested and then no possibility for a trade. I mean, maybe anticipating FPX don't entertain B. They are stacked up this side. Careful not to give this rifle away. Ardiis sent out on a mission to try and find something. Well, it doesn't matter when Chronicle's landing, right? That's away scot-free there. We'll find Angel with the headshot. And that's a massive deterrent now for FPX. They're like, well, one of them's actually got a rifle on B now, so... Not much of one. FPX happy to walk into it.
Yeah,
you'd think, right?
Going forward. You'd think. There we go.
Because you know he's going to be here to... Actually, yeah, Shao doesn't even have the wall, so they can literally play anti-plant here on B side.
I don't know what the plan is to get around it, potentially. There goes Ardiis as well, so backline now removed. Yeah, this feels a little weak-willed. Clean, easy walk, walk through for Gambit in that round. Nothing. Yeah, I guess you get the plan out of it, but no damage done, no problems. Happy enough. So Gambit wouldn't say it's free, but it's...
That's always going to be a late round piece for Gambit. Always. Regardless of what agent he's on. So... And again, here, actually, you just want him alive with the wall. So don't care what you're doing up until that point, mate, as long as you got the wall. Ooh, did ardiis just spot Defo?
It looks like he's kind of peeking on it. Yeah, TP out. A tag was given on both sides. So enough of damage to mutually back away. FPX were considering this A hit. Looks like Angel still wants to at least send the Owl drone forward if possible, but... They're really taking a second here. They're actually backing away from this now.
Now, the wall is on B, so whether or not that's the end goal here, but Defo's still getting a lot of information from mid. Gambit can still commit to holding 3 here.
That's going to be a 30-second hit coming through.
Very FPX.
Very FPX indeed. We've got a whole game without saying Na'Vi style. Can you believe it? Underhand flash from Zyppan can at least clear that close portion of the A site, but as you can see, that back side of things is a little busy. Couple of players over there.
Redgar, man.
And no reason to move.
Redgar.
He's still fine. He's sitting pretty. No problems. Chronicle finds Zyppan. I don't know what the theory here was from FPX. This has been a mow down, and that's just a lot of free up.
Go late towards A. There's no probing towards B. There's no real pressure towards mid. There's nothing to draw that rotation from Gambit. Like I said, Defo was still poking into mid. He has the read. He knows they're not going towards B. So at that point, you got to say to FPX, like, guys, you need to have a very stringent plan in place to make sure that you find value on the way in.
And again, this didn't even come down to Chronicle's ult that he had available. That was something we were kind of theory crafting, could have been that big swing factor because of obviously the outmatch of weaponry coming in on a bonus, for example, but
and now they got it on the
wasn't
buy round.
Necessary. Exactly. They can lean into it even heavier if they feel like it, but you're going to see Chronicle sat towards middle for now, tucked towards kitchen almost, so it is going to be down to someone like sheydos and Nats to lean towards that A site, so the slow creep coming up. Relatively dry so far as well. There's a first bit of utility shown, and sheydos has to move on this one. Forced to fight, and their flash is good enough, but they turn it in time to get through the punish. And actually the follow-up as well. What on earth is this? How have they just found 3 picks back-to-back? No trades came out. A weird shot coming through from those two, and it's just Defo. Some of this is so baffling, as Defo's now presented a 1v4. First challenge successful. Takes a little bit of damage, but not too much to make it impossible. Next challenges are sitting a little deeper. They're going to make him work for his dinner. Defo knows that you can see him trying to be meticulous in clearing all of those potential angles. Every single one could contain that threat. He finally reveals there'll be Shao waiting. And Shao...
Who that was, but obviously hindered his ability to swing through that wall. And I don't think there's any real scenario where FPX is slowing off default ahead of that hit. So maybe just a little miscommunication there between Nats and sheydos.
Here.
Here.
We'll see if Defo goes exploring. Seeing that op coming out could be quite interesting. Already the Owl drone, though, going to really tame what he can do. Tries to get the timing just right, and he could not have been better. Defo going to punish too. Zyppan and Shao. Devastating impact.
Take flight.
And you're going to now have Angels to get to an ardiis just feeling deflated after that.
Yep, that's a tilt up. I was going to try and find something over the top, potentially. The guy has his recon back and available. Will be noted down the back of that sound cue. Oh, yeah, ardiis has to drop off there. Now they struggle with that recon bolt, but how do they dig him out of these spots here? This is so difficult, Lauren.
30 seconds left.
It is. I mean, we're down to 27 seconds.
One enemy remaining.
And then it's just a brick wall. ardiis is doing whatever he can, but it's just an impossible challenge. Gambit really...
I'm still waiting to see somebody line up a tour de force.
You think it'll happen?
Ardiis, show me.
Please, ardiis. It's not going to be this round. But, for FPX, you're a fan of him. You want to see him start picking it up now because they are starting to really feel that Gambit pinch. And Zyppan finds Nats. I don't know where that went down to. Back of sight. Okay, good punish on that one. Redgar going to be on red alert. He's not necessarily alone, but the utility's going to cut him off from support, but he still delivers on one. Shao with the trade. Redgar now down. 3 still stand. Sheydos, Defo, and Chronicle, but deeper this time. They're not really challenging directly. This will be an allowance of a plant at bare minimum.
Press comes through. Shao actually going to get Zyppan back on his feet here. Actually, the investment of the Viper's pit as well.
Down A.
Spike noted. And actually, Sheydos going to pop his null command there. No way they fight back into this. No way.
They are never out of these rounds, Gambit. They will fight till the very end, it seems. 30 seconds now, and if you took your thought away from it being a potential turnaround, you would be wrong. Because now just Sugetsu left in a 1v2. What can you do with this? Nothing! Defo is there, and Gambit just never...
It's so strange to watch.
And look at the money now.
You want to play? Let's
rippling
play.
through this. Down to just tat, pocket lint, whatever they can afford. Be giggling at.
Button here and there.
Yes. They've gone in that weird drawer that's just got batteries and string. Sheydos still challenging. Oh my god, Sheydos, get out of here!
You got
You can
Zyppan
see
down
the
to 5
confidence
HP
brimming.
as well.
It's not pretty. It's really not pretty. A strong breeze that's currently going over my rooftop might actually kill Zyppan, so we've got to be very careful for this poor man. As Angel and Sugetsu only, I mean, they've got pistols.
Yeah, I mean, the hard work's done now. Defo can sit pretty deep. Doesn't have to re-challenge any of these early angles here. Gambit can just force out the plant here if they want to. No heal available for Zyppan either, so got to make something happen with 5 HP and a Guardian.
Scanning ahead.
30 seconds left.
Okay. 5 HP and a Guardian. Ooh.
One enemy remaining.
It's not gone well. Oh, Defo.
No, it hasn't.
Stylish in the close, and Gambit take over.
This is the must win, though. You look at the timeline here. This is Gambit potentially finding 11, and then FPX being down bad in terms of the economy with no tour de force.
I love it when I think about the economy and how it's sitting, and in reference it's down bad.
Down bad.
How's the economy currently? Down pretty horrific, actually.
It's a real world reference. It's tell where my anxieties come from, right?
And already you can see FPX on that B lean. Early look towards A, but the contact's made, and actually Redgar going to claim a scalp on the way through, and it's ardiis too. Leave the tip of the spear on the ground for now. They don't have him to work forward with, and again, it's that next step towards the site. I'm waiting to see how they do on this. They keep just getting held back as soon as they try and make a little bit of progress. It looks like they're going to double back in towards that B site. They haven't really backed away, but where do you find your entryway? Where do you find that opportunity now?
Well, Redgar's now posted pretty deep with the Hunter's Fury. See the Snakebite going to come through from Chronicle. They can slow this right down, Lauren. Actually, no, Redgar might get caught out here. No, Angel misses the second.
Okay, so tags, but no frags. And the flash was a bit weird. Redgar going to show him how it's done. The push towards CT. Okay, Zyppan does get the frag, but now look at the time, 13 seconds. They break the wall, they deny the plant, and it's scrappy, but it is still just one player left alive with 8 seconds and not many options to play with. 5, and it doesn't matter. Chronicle comes around the corner and puts it...
Absolutely.
But...
like I said, it comes back to what have FPX really learned from some of these rounds to carry across, and they haven't really had a look in on the attacking half, I'm going to be honest. They can't ride off their successes from that defensive performance.
Toxin screen down.
This is one now. This is when you're sweating bullets. FPX now are just like, okay, guys, let's default, let's shift walk and see if we get a pick, and that just it doesn't feel comfortable versus the defensive setup of Gambit. They will punish that every single time.
Yeah, I think sadly for FPX, the depth maybe not there to challenge someone like Gambit across a map pool yet. A couple of maps here and there. But hey, I'm saying this at 9 to 11. It's not completely over. It's just how the last couple of rounds have gone. Nats.
You are dancing with death, buddy.
Yeah, real dangerous game to be playing, but does get to keep his life, and Sugetsu almost gets a punish on the player trying to push back through, but still, Zyppan towards the side, up and over, up towards the nest. Wants out Chronicle, tries to tap away, but doesn't get the connection he wanted. Ardiis does, but it's instantaneously traded. Sheydos not going to let that slip. It's a 4v4. The plant is down. It's a little bit of a quicker round, and maybe this is the answer that FPX needed. Maybe there is some depth to this team that we hadn't seen them go to yet. The pace change could be it, but the retakes have been solid. And Nat's going to find a little bit of form here. He's been a little quiet compared to normal. Tries to get himself out of danger. He's got Sheydos by his side. And that's all he needs to continue. Leaving Angel with a Spectre and maybe just a little bit of a hope and a prayer at this point. 3 players and none of them playing ball. That's the retakes again coming through.
And some of these retakes just feel like it's just zero respect from Gambit. Like there's a 10-second pause or so. It's like, right, okay, yeah, throw a bit of util out.
A bit of tile falling off my roof there. Might need to check on that. We'll find out. 12 to 9. Woof. Already. FPX at least this time do have a couple of rifles to bring into play. Maybe a couple of upgrades here and there could make the difference, but again, they've been met by just sheer, unadulterated force at this point. Redgar, Nats, all here, all ready to go. I'm wondering how long they stay around on this. This could be the first contact. Zyppan does at least take down Redgar, but now we do note there's 2 players still tucked towards the back of the site. Nat's going to go for the quick res, get him back on his feet, but the plant comes in, and this time no one can deny it.
Yeah, what's the way back? Yeah, Ardiis actually will stand his ground. Finds that kill onto Nats. Could be influential here. She flashed up and in the snakebite though. Chronicle going to punish.
Yeah, that's now back to an even affair, 4v4, but the time still favorable. Zyppan, this guy is doing whatever he can to keep this round going in their way. Sugetsu wants to chime in with a little bit of damage towards Chronicle as well, leaving Defo and Sheydos, the last 2 here, and Angel could be the killing blow on this one. They don't know his position just yet. I don't think they can really do much to do anything about it. There it is. So FPX find... We wanted to see depth, Hypothesis. We wanted to see how far can FPX push this.
That's an adjustment.
And that's what we wanted.
Yeah. Much quicker, a plan in place, everything's done with intent, and they're rewarded for it.
That's exactly what we needed. See these layers to FPX. We know that on the surface level, they're great. The question always was, can they keep pushing against someone like Gambit, who does have that next layer? They have that next gear to shift into. And at least in that prior round, they certainly had that capability. But now, can they do it again? Nat's going on an exploration mission, but he's being watched. There's a lot of players here. Now, I don't think he noted Ardiis. Not at all. Now position C, Nat's barely alive. Gets away, but seeing the rotation, it's going to be Defo. Oh, this is so dangerous. Defo's going to hold his ground, but for how long can he get away with this? Around that corner, players aplenty. Doesn't get what he wanted. Going to back away, and Ardiis tries to close in on that. I like that ferocious play from Ardiis. Beautiful work. Closing the gap. He will eventually lose down to Sheydos, but that's a trade. Good spacing from FPX. The pace change, the acceleration towards the side. Zyppan.
1 HP.
He's lucky to be alive. He is a lucky boy today. But it is a 4v3. Player advantage again, and Nat trying to step a little early. Does get all the punish. He spots another on the follow. Can't adjust well towards Sugetsu. It's all on Chronicle in the 1v3. Time on his side, but he isolates one, and the swing together.
Dude, I was going to say, I mean, on paper, this is, you look at this.
You want to play, let's play.
FPX could do this.
100% they can.
I'm looking at, I mean, the light armors are the only gaps in this Gambit purchase, but Viper's Pit immediately popped on B main. And that's actually where Sugetsu's invested his wall again. I've seen that a number of times. They're happy to just kind of resort to these dry hits. Oh, Defo. Considered the first. A swing and a miss on the second. Actually, no, got a boatload of damage onto Shao. You can see him picking up the hill. He did actually connect with the wallbang.
I didn't think he actually hit that. That's ridiculous. But again, they're going to have 3 players here. That's not necessarily unheard of. I want to see if FPX getting cleanly on this, get the spike down, you know, in an optimal way. Ult now popped as well. Zyppan going to get to the site, slowed, sure, but it's Sheydos taking the fight. The others up towards the rafters actually going to peel away. They're respecting the site take now. Gambit can't try and, you know, just snake their way in for a pick or two. Ult comes in as well. This is huge. How do you dismantle this?
Oh no. Redgar is going to be heartbroken. Yep, that is painful to watch.
Timing. Wow. Angel, though, grinning ear to ear. You love those. You take them every day of the week, and now we get to see this retake tested by all accounts. The bounce on that. Zyppan gonna eat a little bit of it, but it'd be just fine. But it's all effective trades for FPX. They're holding numbers, they're holding the site. Ardiis still in position, and it's all down to sheydos, and sheydos is down. FPX. Show resist. Can you adjust? You bring out a new look in OT. Is this going to be a change up already from you? Because now FPX hold that momentum card, right? They're the ones who adjusted and reap the rewards from it. So now, again, the issue then lays with Gambit to try and find a bit of that themselves. And patience seems to be the name of the game.
Take flight. Enemy mark.
Gets him forced away initially. As you catch a second tag on the drone here, no, it's just going to expire. Redgar given any further information on that. Yeah, to greet him. So again, you got to expect these snake bites to come through. Well, no, Gambit are going to hunt for a kill here. Pretty deep stage wall once again. You see an adjustment in the plant.
How many players are in mid though?
Oh.
FPX have 3 players on that site, leaning through on middle. This is so difficult for Gambit to get a clean plant on. Someone might just put their life on the line to get to. There it is, swings and crests the corner. No one's watching this, they can't. The wall's in the way, and still Chronicle does find one. Angel now down, but it's going to be Chronicle putting in some miracle, heroic work. I don't think he's got it in him, but I've been proven wrong in the past. But Shao going to try and get it towards halfway. And you're right, wall's there. There's a wall of players there as well. This is the look from FPX we were waiting to see. This could be a huge upset now. Albeit in looks, but whatever way you want to characterize it as, that's fine. But to see FPX now adjust on the fly late game up against something like match point, essentially, you know, series point, a huge, huge victory for FPX potentially here. But again, we saw how many OTs we had before. We could have it again. 13 to 12, FPX do have the upper hand. And they had these worked out in the past, but they've got to somehow stick the landing now.
A lot of information on the back of that utility from sheydos very early on here. And actually we'll note, oh, this is TP as well. So Getsu going to play very deep here. Might even catch line of sight onto Chronicle. Oh, the timing on that smoke getting popped. No way Chronicle's going to swing this, right? Okay, good. Good. Again, they're going to be noted though. On sheydos' cooldown came off, and they're going to note more presence on A here.
Ardiis going to try and step forward. The man brave enough to try and work his way in towards the site, waiting for that next layer of utility. Maybe a flash. There it is. Zyppan going to be the instigator. Good trades coming in, but Gambit do answer back this time. sheydos sticking around for a fight. Plant tries to go down. Ardiis wins the fight. sheydos is dead. It's all on Defo in a 1v3, and can you believe it? FPX out of nowhere, picking up the pace, picking up every single drop piece that they had throughout the series, and bringing it to this moment. How do they get across the line as Defo strides in towards the site, trying to find a player anywhere, and no one is giving him anything. You're going to work for your dinner, Defo. First shot heard, and he's still none the wiser, looks for another, spots one out, but there's 3 players, and he's playing hide and seek, and he ain't winning right now. It's going to be Shao, the first challenge potentially. A tap on the spike draws them in, and Ardiis puts him in his grave. FPX causing an up